Hi there, and welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are in the world. And welcome to my weekly reflections. Wow, what a ride! Boy, can I share that with you today? Wow, what a ride! Last week I checked in couple things. This is a new time. Last week, I think last week was the first time we did it at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I was in South Carolina at a workshop and just ready to fly home. And I heard from actually a couple of different people, but one in particular who said, I Sunday mornings, my church time, my family time, my Sunday morning time makes it difficult to join you. So we moved it immediately, instantly. I said, "Yeah, I'm so glad that a couple of people actually emailed me and let me know." So here we are, and we'll be here at this time moving forward. So it is the Sunday before Thanksgiving week. So Thanksgiving is this week. It's on Thursday. And I want to take a little bit of time and just talk about gratitude. We did a little bit of this when Gail and Siobhan and I did our Friday What's Up and What's Coming Up with Lipedema. But I got off on a tangent, and I'll probably get off on a similar tangent, but I want to start with gratitude. There's a wonderful little poem by Meister Eckhart that says, if the only prayer that you ever say is thank you, it will be enough. If the only prayer you ever say is thank you, it will be enough. I love that little prayer, little poem, whatever it is. And it brings me to what I have to be grateful for. Because having lipedema and having lymphedema and dealing with so many of the ups and downs that these diseases offer, or as Kathy and Anjay, the Zen teachers who do our meditation group as well as spoke at the last event, great challenge offers great opportunity. I've been saying that a lot lately because there was a time in the beginning that I thought I could change it. That if I did all the right things, if I did, um, you know, everything, dry brushing and Epsom salt baths and exercise and walking and um, the pump and MLD and low carb, and it just goes on and on and on and on, that eventually it would change, that it would be cured. I thought that. Yes, I did indeed. And then there was the time that I realized that with all of what I did to maintain and manage it, it was going to be there for at least the rest of my life. I'm old. So if you're young and listening to this, I offer a hope that there are solutions coming down the road. But maybe not in my lifetime. But who knows? Maybe. You never know. But I'm about to be 74 years old in January. Never thought I'd live that long, honestly. Um, and when I think of a life, any life, but particularly my life, and what I have to look at, I just have such deep gratitude. I mean, imagine. there was a time when I didn't know what was going on, that I was living in kind of a veil. Like I knew something was wrong, but not what. And I now know what it is. And even though, as I'm saying, there's not a cure, at least at this moment, there's so much I can do to make it better. And I say that from the point of view of having just had and am still in the midst of a rather significant flare up of lymphedema due to the travel. So I want to say I am so grateful, number one, for our medical facilities. I was able to get support. My primary care, I had a little bit of a stint in the hospital for 2 days because of some complications. And through it all, I'm so grateful for the ongoing conversations that we have as a community. I have learned to advocate for myself in the emergency room at 2 a.m. At I was in the emergency room until the wee hours of the morning, and then got admitted. And learning to navigate, to ask the right questions, to not be um, hard on myself. One of the things that I found is that there's a gentleness that I talk about a lot, and we share with one another. And it's that gentleness that I took into this last episode, this last flare up. Um, I'm just looking at the comments. Thanks, Julie and Mary and Julie and Gail and Marilee and Lisa and a few others. Thank you all. Thank you. That's what I mean. I'm grateful for you, each and every one of you. And those of you who are listening and seeing this after the fact, um, looking at the recording, that you come back and that we have these conversations, these explorations. So I'm reminded that a couple months ago, someone said, "What about travel with lymphedema?" And at the time, I hadn't traveled in a while. The best that I can remember is I went to Europe. I was presenting at a conference in Prague in September of 2018, and that's the last I remember traveling. And I did have a trip to LA when we were doing the Real You project, but for some reason that was a very easy trip, both ways. And my lymphedema was very gentle, mild, didn't have a hard time with it. This time is very different. So somebody said, we were talking, and we're going to do a fireside chat on travel and what you need to know. I learned a lot from this past trip, and lots of women in the community have made suggestions. So we're going to do that coming up soon. I'm not sure when, probably the beginning of the year. But so back to gratitude. It is such an amazing thing. I want to acknowledge there's so many people. Our staff is really remarkable, and it keeps us going. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. That I get so many emails, and sometimes I think this is crazy. Why do we keep doing this? We keep doing this because you keep telling us that you want that the support is meaningful to you. So that's why we keep doing it. I want to I want to offer a very special gratitude to Gail Straker. She's our community manager and has been the heart and soul of keeping things especially humorous. There's always a laugh, there's always a hug virtually, but there's always something really fun with Gail, and she's been doing a weekly interview show, which has been so much fun, as well as other things. Oh yeah, there's going to be a fireside chat at 5:30 when this is over. If you haven't already, make sure you check your email because everybody got an invite. We were schmoozing and chatting and laughing. Gail and Siobhan and myself, I think, I can't remember, Anita's part of it as well. And we are starting a new community feature, which is, um, I forget what it ended up being called. I called it Artsy Fartsy. It's, what do you like to do? Do you like to knit? Do you like to crochet? Do you like to needlepoint? Do you like to just hang out, maybe draw? Deborah Jerzak does something called Zentangle, which is this wonderful drawing technique. So anyway, we're going to be putting that in place. And so at 5:30, we're having a fireside chat to talk about it all and go over what we're doing. So Gail will be at the helm of that one. And so there's all of this living your best life. When I first started to do the master classes we did for a number of years, and the master class is a very um, deep dive, small group where we work together pretty intensely on a weekly basis for 6 months to a year. We did a number of them and had amazing successes. And when we started that whole process, we we created an environment where there could be information sharing, and we continue to do that. So I'm grateful for all of that. Um, Gail just wrote, right back at you, dear Catherine. You laugh at my jokes. I do laugh at her jokes. I think Gail is so funny, and I know you guys love her as well. So gratitude. So I'm grateful. So um, let me suggest that we all take a look at it and put what you're grateful for in the chat. I'm grateful for Lipedema Simplified and the Lipedema Project. I'm grateful for the amazing folks that I work with. I'm grateful for Gail and Siobhan and Leslin and our team in the Philippines and Isla, who runs the team, and it's just been an amazing support. And Akanksha, who just got back from a 2-month visit to her family in India. So wonderful to have her back. And my cats. I love my cats. I'm so grateful for them. And I'm grateful for the people in my life, my friends, my family, my folks that I turn to, that turn to me, and that we can have the deepest conversations or just sit and be quiet. And it's the same because there's a level of comfortability. Those people in my life, my peeps. Um, I'm grateful for the amazing ongoing conversations we have in the midst of a world gone mad. There's so much going on. Every time I look at the news, I wonder how much worse it can get. And then it seems to get worse. Um, and it's such an amazing ride. So I say again, wow. What a ride. And so I I had friends here this past week. My friend Daniel and his wife, I now say his wife, they just got married in July. It was the big wedding that I was so excited about and that I danced at. Anyway, they were here traveling through Boston. Her family's in Rhode Island, so they were spending time with her family, and then they're going back. They live in Oregon. So we were going to have an early Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, that was when I was in the hospital. So they came and took good care of me, and it was just very lovely to see them. But Thanksgiving dinner is this week. So I have the turkey um, and green beans and Brussels sprouts. And what else did I have? Oh, cranberries to make cranberry sauce. And I make a homemade cranberry relish without sugar, of course, without sugar. And so I have all those wonderful things coming up with my amazing little family. Um, so, what are you grateful for? What are the things that when you think about them, you go, yeah, it's a gift to me. It's a gift in my life. And how can you express that gratitude? So I have this little, reflections, but in what small ways? I called a friend of mine today who's been my friend for years and years and years. Um, who during this whole week, stayed on top, called me at the hospital, made sure everything was okay, made sure that I had what I needed, you know, um, and just to say thank you. Thank you for being such a dear part of my life. So, whatever it is for you, way beyond the turkey, way beyond the trimmings, way beyond the Black Friday that started 2 weeks ago. I notice every year it starts earlier. So the commercialization, way beyond all of that. But at the very center of your heart, what is it that you're grateful for today? And how can you focus on that this week? Sending you lots and lots of love. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Happy Thanksgiving.